welcome back to the 125 podcast, where donkeys kill more people annually than plane crashes. My name is Stuart Blue.
My name is Lucas Allende.
And today we are focusing on the lovely person sitting across from me, Lucas Allende.
Hello.
We're gonna, hello. We're gonna get into his experience growing up in Europe, in Spain, and his experience moving to the States, moving around quite frequently.
Almost every year.
Almost every year, yeah. How you dealt with that, how that affected you. Because a lot of people, stay in the same spot, so this will be very interesting. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
To go? So, just start basically from the beginning. So you grew up in Spain, correct? You were born in Spain.
Yeah, I was like 13 years, 12 or 13, yeah, around there. I was actually there until 7th grade,
Sure.
So,
and where exactly in Spain? Barcelona?
I was Barcelona, the whole time. I didn't move
the whole
there.
time. You never moved.
Yeah.
Did you move apartments or houses within Barcelona, or did you grow up in the same house like your
Oh, no. We moved twice, from
moved a
house.
couple
Yeah,
times. Okay.
yeah, a couple times.
And both of your parents are from around
Barcelona,
there?
yeah, friends. I mean, different states in Spain. I think you could call them
Right.
states.
But they're both of your parents are Spanish.
Yeah, from Spain. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming most of your family's all around.
Yeah, all my
Barcelona.
families are around, except some cousins are in the north, but
But they're
almost,
all pretty close. You're
Yeah.
not spread out all over.
No, 5 minutes away from each other.
Sure. So, how was your experience growing up? Did you enjoy being in Spain? Did you ever really think about it? Was that just always normal? Did you ever wish you were somewhere else?
I mean, it was normal. I mean, I guess when you're there, I feel like it's normal life, so it's kind of
Sure.
bored for you. But I had my friends, my school, soccer practices.
But you never had an urge to. I wish I lived.
I mean, I was
somewhere
13.
Right. No. But I'm asking. As you were growing up, you were totally happy being in Spain.
Oh no, yeah, I was happy there. Yeah,
You liked it there.
I like it. Yeah, it was
Sure.
I mean, I really like Barcelona. I still really like Barcelona.
Right.
But yeah.
So when you think about home, you would still consider that home, or do you think?
I don't even know anymore.
I guess
yeah.
we're gonna get into that right now because that's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
So obviously you grew up there, everything's going well. Did you ever was there ever a hint that we might be moving when I'm older, or was it kind of a surprise?
Actually, my dad was moving around a lot. He had to travel to Greece, France, Turkey. So there was.
Okay.
Wait. Okay.
No. I'm just traveling was always
Yeah, it was
normal.
Yeah, he he had work in different
Sure.
things
Yeah,
in different places, right?
Yeah.
So there was one year I remember. I think it was around 6th grade. I don't know what year it was, so I'm just gonna use the scholar year.
Yeah,
so
that's fine. Just, you can say grades.
So 6th grade, and they told me we might had to go to Miami, and I was sad because the first shock, whatever. I was shocked actually. I was I don't know 11, 12, something like that.
Right.
But that year didn't work.
Okay, so it was a false alarm, kind of.
Yeah. My dad applied for the I don't know how you say it, when you go to another job better.
Like a promotion.
Yeah, a promotion.
Okay.
Yeah, but that year didn't happen. I was oof, oof, my
So
God.
you were happy.
Yeah, I was happy. Yeah, actually,
You didn't want to go to.
I didn't want to go because I didn't know English. I was in Spain.
Oh, so that's an interesting question. Were you taking English classes at all in school?
Okay, in Spain, in Barcelona, I was going to it's not I don't know how you call it. It's between private and public. You don't pay the same amount of in a private school.
But it's not.
But it's not free.
Okay.
It's a Catholic, it's called
Sure.
concertado.
Okay.
I know how if you have this term in America.
Maybe I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah.
personally.
Okay. So there, you have you don't pick your classes. Everyone in the same grade, they make the same
You just get
classes.
it, sure.
Yeah. So we had to study 4 languages at the same time.
Okay.
But it
what
was
were
but
those?
the strongest ones were Spanish and Catalan.
Okay. Oh, right, because you were obviously in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was yeah. So I had few hours per day. No, an hour per day of each of those classes.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe 2 hours English and then 1 hour French. That per week. 2 hours of English per week and 1 hour
So
French.
it wasn't very intense English.
No, I mean I knew blue, red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then
That
maybe
was about it.
Yeah, maybe the birth to
Did you ever have an interest in I really want to learn English? Or
Dude,
were you-
fuck no. I
you were
fucking hate idioms. I'm super bad with languages.
Right.
Not
You were just
joking.
I don't want it. I
yeah.
don't care. Okay.
I was actually really bad, also in Spanish and Catalan. I knew how to talk them, but writing and
But
I was
grammar
awful.
and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you weren't one of those people who are oh, I really wish.
Oh,
I'm
no,
gonna
no, 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 no.
grind and learn this
No,
language.
no, no,
Okay. Okay.
Oh, no.
So obviously the thought of moving to the States is
Yeah, it was pretty scary. Yeah, for my
pretty
grades
freaky.
also. I mean, I wasn't getting like really good grades in Spain, not gonna lie,
Sure.
but like I was actually like
the
afraid.
thought of, oh my god,
Yeah.
now everything's gonna be in English.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, first year, false alarm.
False alarm, yeah. And,
And
then,
then-
1 year later, like I didn't know like anything, right? Like they
Sure.
weren't like, oh, we might go. But one day my dad left for like he went to Miami, like without telling anything, right? Like a normal trip. Like he always went
Yeah.
to Greece.
He
like,
traveled a lot for work
yeah.
anyway. Yeah.
So it was like just Miami, whatever.
Sure.
Right, and then I remember it was a Friday, and then
hold on, I just want to interrupt for 1 second. I'm assuming your father was pretty fluent in English then?
oh, my dad talks like Spanish, French, Catalan, English, some Greek.
So like going to the States for
No,
him,
Greek, never mind. Like
wouldn't
a little
have
some
been-
words. Yeah.
like that, like the language barrier wouldn't have been a problem for him.
Yeah, no. He's fluid. He's fluid.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember, just back to the story, right?
Sure.
It was a Friday, right? Like my mom picked us up like normal day from
school,
school,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like family dinner
Sure.
at home. But then, she was throwing some like, some like, I don't know how would you say, like some like
Hints.
hints. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, so your dad really like Miami. Or, like, yeah. And then I was starting to get like what was going on, right? And then my sister asked her like, did she bought anything? And I was like, hey, don't worry, you will be able to buy there. I was like starting to get what was going on.
Gotcha. So you think your mom was maybe like a little hesitant to tell you?
Yeah.
She's trying to like just be sly about it.
Yeah.
And just really quick for people who don't know, you have 2 siblings
Yeah, Pablo and Alejandra, they're like younger than me.
and they're both younger. So at that time,
Yeah.
how old were they?
Like my sister bro like 10 or 11, and my brother Pablo like 8, 7,
Okay.
maybe 9. I mean, we're
Somewhere.
like
No,
2 years
no,
apart
I
from each other.
understand. Yeah. No worries. Sorry. So your mom's starting to like kind of throw some hints out there.
Yeah. So I remember,
and you picked up on it.
yeah, I kind of picked up on it because
Sure.
like I knew this was gonna happen right at some point. Because like it already happened in the
Because
past.
the year before they.
Yeah, so I was like,
sure.
oh fuck, this is going like it's going on again.
Now, do you remember? Was this like in the middle of the school year? Was it like in the summer,
It was
you
like
have any idea?
around
Christmas time? Like, do you have any idea?
April, March.
Oh, so the year was kind of coming.
Yeah, to an end.
Sort of
to
coming
an end.
to an
Yeah,
end. It was
yeah.
like the second stretch. Okay.
Yeah, and that year I was doing awful in school. When I say awful, it's like I was like failing 7 classes out of 10.
Okay.
Like awful.
Sorry, that's not funny.
No, it's not funny. I was trying my best, but that's like out of the story.
Sure. That's
We can talk
that's,
about that another
that's
day.
irrelevant. That's just
Yeah. And so yeah, I remember we got home. Normally, take a shower.
Sure.
It was like kind of late at night.
Right.
And then I got to the kitchen and to like the table, like jamon serrano, like all like the Spanish delicious things you can imagine on the table. And then I was
that
like,
would make you a little suspicious.
I was
right?
like, oh my fucking god, this is happening again. But then that
Shoot.
day was fucking real.
So your mom was trying to kind of cushion the blow a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
by like laying out all this
At that point, I
beautiful
already knew like what was going on. But my brother and sister didn't know.
They didn't
like,
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah. They just thought it was a bunch of delicious food.
Yeah, I was like,
Sure.
yeah, I just wait, fuckers. And
So were you like pissed off?
yeah, I think it was like a
Bittersweet a
mixture of
little
like
bit?
emotions. Cause like I was tell
'Cause
you,
a part of you had to be like a little bit curious, right?
yeah,
about
and
what it would
excited
be
for like
a
new
little
thing.
Excited, right?
Yeah, I didn't know what was Miami, right? Like from the
Sure.
movies and everything. I was like
Right.
actually like super hype and everything for
Yeah.
that, but also sad from like
Of
leaving
course, like
everyone.
friends and stuff.
But
like
I wasn't sure yet, cause like
Yeah.
maybe it was just like they just wanted to be nice, Who knows? Like maybe my dad
that. So
missed
was
me
your
in the
dad?
trip.
Your dad was still gone at this point.
No, my dad already came back.
Oh, he was back from.
Yeah, he came like while we were in school or
Gotcha.
something.
Okay, understand.
Yeah, so we started like dinner and like I just see my dad like kind of like nervous, like trying to explain us something, and I was like, shit, this is happening. And I remember he threw the bomb there, and my sister crying. I can't remember if I was crying.
So
maybe.
so he just put it all out. He just said we're moving to Miami.
Yeah, I remember something like that. Or
didn't-
like,
he
would
didn't-
you like to go to the States or something like that?
He didn't try to hide it. He was just like, well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. But yeah.
But you kind of already knew.
Yeah, because like all the
You
things that my
were-
mom said.
you were
yeah.
expecting it a little bit,
I
weren't
kinda,
you?
yeah, that was And I cannot remember if I was crying. Maybe, probably, because like I was like
Well,
fucking
I mean,
12.
it's a big thing. I mean,
Yeah, it's like breaking your
sure.
bubble. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So yeah, that was like the first. Yeah, that was like the first day, and I remember like mixed emotions and like being super hyped for like I was gonna go like to a movie, like basically right, like to a high school.
Right. Okay. So here's an interesting question. Up until that point, what was your like image of the States? Because you're like, okay, all of a sudden you grew up in Spain, you grew up in Barcelona, had you ever visited the States before?
No.
Okay, so you'd never seen the States before, and all of a sudden you're moving to Miami. Now I have to imagine that you had some like image of what that was gonna be like. Like, what did
Yeah.
you picture in that moment? Would you picture like big, open?
Modern Family.
Oh my, really?
Yeah, so kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But like
And, like
super.
football fields and
Yeah,
cheerleaders and stuff.
Yeah, but it was Miami's also beaches.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know, it's beach or beaches.
It's at beaches. He said beaches.
Okay, yeah, that with some C.
Yeah.
And like sunny always, and like yeah.
Sure.
I kind of like picture like that.
Okay, so before I ask you if your expectations held up, when exactly? What's the time frame here? So they tell you in
That was April.
maybe early April, right?
Yeah.
And then when do you actually pack up and leave?
Yeah.
I'm assuming the next school year you started in Miami, correct?
Yeah, so like we went there like 1st of August.
Okay, so
Around there.
End of the summer.
Yeah.
So you kind of had the summer to like hang out with
I
your
went to
friends
Racilla and like do my village and everything.
Sure,
yeah.
sure. And then you pack up, we're moving to Miami.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how was
Actually,
how
my
was
my
that?
mom and dad went before to buy a
Okay.
house, like
Gotcha.
to rent a house.
Okay.
And I remember days, because like in Spain, you live in apartments. Because like
Sure.
buying a house, you have to be a millionaire.
Right.
So like you're in Barcelona.
Yeah, because in a big city like Barcelona, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like trying to buy a house in New York. Or
Yeah,
something
so
you know,
like,
it's like a huge
apartments
city.
are not like, oh, like they're like, mine was big, like, you know, like
Yeah.
3-4 rooms, the living room, like
Sure.
normal.
Yeah.
And then they send us like this picture of like houses with like pools and everything, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is this? Like, yeah, I want to go there. That's when
Yeah.
like my hype started to go like.
So you
up.
started to get a little excited.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, look at it. Like you're gonna live like in the
In a fucking
movies.
house,
kinda.
yeah, with like pool and everything.
Sure.
And I was picturing my dad with a Mustang. I was like, fuck yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So, okay, so you pack up. You take the 9-hour flight, 10-hour flight.
Yeah.
whatever
Also, it
is.
was super sad leaving everyone. I remember like
I'm
everyone
sure.
was crying a
I'm
lot.
sure.
Me
Yeah,
too.
no.
I was crying a lot. You know.
Yeah. No, of course. Because you had no idea if you were ever gonna move back, did you?
No, I mean they said like after 2 years, but I was like, yeah, there is no shit. We're moving about it.
Oh, really? So they
That was a big ass lie. Well,
Okay.
After 5 years, I'm still here. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so you pack up, you hop on the plane with your siblings, right?
Yeah.
You land in Miami.
Just my mom and my siblings, not my dad. My dad was already here.
Oh, your dad was.
Yeah, he came at the beginning of the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you hop off the plane.
Yeah.
What's your first thought?
It was like I don't know if like in the airport in Miami.
Sure.
Is in this like golf field. There's like this like around there's like this golf field.
Okay. Yeah.
And also it kind of looks like the airport in GTA 5.
Okay.
Not gonna
sure.
like the fucking same
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Sure.
So it was like that. It was like wow. I was like, dude, I don't know what was gonna. And also it was like after like it's a 12-hour flight.
It's a long flight.
Yeah, it was
with a huge
tired.
time difference.
Yeah,
too.
it's like,
it's like
6
7
hours.
6 or 7
Yeah.
hours, depending on daylight savings.
Yeah. So, and then like it was like my dad came, and then with like his friend Iñaki, it's like another Spanish family that was very we very knew them. They moved together to Miami,
Okay.
and he had a
So
Mustang.
okay, well that's nice though.
Yeah, my first vibe was a Mustang. That was amazing.
So your dream really did come to
yeah,
come true.
actually, yeah, kind of, yeah.
But that's nice. So you did know a family that had moved
Yeah,
there too. So
I mean they lived like 45 minutes apart from us, like away from us.
okay, but at least you kind of knew some family friends.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is nice. That's very nice.
Also, I have to say, in Miami, everyone speaks Spanish, so I think that helped a
Well,
lot.
right. I was actually gonna bring that up because there's a huge I know there's a huge Cuban influence.
Venezuela, Colombia, and
a lot
Argentina,
of
and yeah, from
Central and South
Brazil also, yeah.
America. Yeah. So I'm sure that speaking Spanish wasn't a huge difficulty.
Yeah, like almost all my teachers like spoken in Spanish.
Okay, well we'll get to that in a second because I'm just curious when you show up at the house.
Oh my god, that was amazing,
how are you feeling?
dude. I was
Because
like in a
obviously
dream.
you went from
An apartment.
extremely sad. Well, yeah, you had the apartment. You
No, at that point I was super excited.
no, but I mean, before you left, you're extremely,
Yeah.
it's sad, and you get on this 12-hour flight, huge time difference, you're exhausted, but then you get picked up in a Mustang and driven to your
I'm gonna
new
say
house.
something. It was my first flight. Actually, too, so
Was that
I
your
was
first
super.
flight?
Yeah, because like always around like
Wow,
with ball
yeah.
or a train in Europe.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I've been like Italy, like with Chrysler and everything.
That's
but, like,
that's pretty hefty first flight.
I know, with like TB food. It was like amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like a lot of emotions at the same time. So I was
Sure.
like kind of like more hyped than sad.
Sure. Yeah. You were almost like there's like too much to
Too
even
many
be
new
sad.
things. Yeah. So I remember also in Miami, I lived in Weston. So it's like all like urbanizations.
Okay.
It's like a bunch of like houses with like gates like closing, so like no
Right.
one can go in or out.
Was it like a fairly like wealthy community?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sure.
It was designed by Walt Disney for like families and everything.
okay.
It's just like everything's green with like rivers and like lakes.
And like perfect cut lawns and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you know,
that,
like the
pools and-
the palm trees made in Dubai with like sand.
sure.
It's the same,
It's
like a
like-
bunch. Yeah, it's a lot. It's
Perfect.
Yeah, it's actually perfect for like a few days, and then like gets bored.
And well, also I wanted to ask you because I'm assuming that the weather was pretty similar to Barcelona. Was
Oh
it
fuck
not?
no.
You don't think
it was
so?
like 69, 70 something. It was with like 100% humidity.
But isn't
In
Barcelona
Spain-
pretty hot in the summer?
Yeah, but not that many like humidity.
I guess
yeah, it's like
I guess
it's
not
like
nearly
hot
as humid.
air.
Yeah, it's not as humid. Okay,
Yeah, so I
but
got
you weren't. But like you weren't showing up in snow or something.
no, never saw in Miami. That would be funny.
yeah, right.
That was funny though.
Right.
So I remember we parked in this house. I was like, holy fuck, this is like my house. Like what?
Yeah.
Like it was like 2-floor house with a pool. Like it was
Cool.
amazing.
So you were stoked.
I was stoked, yeah. And like we didn't have the things there. Oh, that's another thing I have to tell. We didn't have like anything because
Furniture
you
or
have to
anything?
ship your furniture right
you
from
gotta
Spain,
Right.
and we had some problems. So the furniture was like in the how you call it, like aduanas, like between countries, like the patrol. I don't know how you call
Oh,
it.
like the package was just like being held.
Yeah,
like,
but
by
it was
some-
being held.
okay,
Yeah,
sure.
for like 2 months.
Oh God.
So we had to go to Home
Sitting on the floor or
Depot.
something.
Home Depot to buy like plastic chairs. I'm not kidding. For the first 2 months, I was sleeping in those like
Like sleeping
beds.
bags or something.
Yeah,
Or,
where you have like to like blow inside
the,
air. So like they have
inflatable like
Yeah.
mattresses and
Yeah.
air mattresses. Yeah.
And we're eating in the like camping chairs for like 2 months because like none of our things were coming.
Sure.
And I remember when
That's too bad.
yeah, dude, I think that made the starting like even more difficult.
I'm sure. No, I'm sure because. I mean, as silly as it sounds, there's something like so like familiar about your own like
Like,
chairs
yeah.
and furnitures and beds and stuff that when you go to a new place, if you have that, I think it makes it a little bit easier because you feel kind of
Yeah.
homey. But if you don't have that, and you're sitting in folding chairs and blow up mattresses. It's,
No, I know.
it's
Also,
tough,
picture this: like
man.
after school, like here you finish school like kind of like early, right? I was like done 3:45 without homework.
Sure.
Dude, we didn't have like TVs because like it was like a
Oh, so you
2-floor
just
house with nothing.
go home and just-
My brother Pablo was playing with like a cardboard and like paper, like toys made from him.
That's so sad.
Dude, we didn't have like anything. Everything.
But you're in
was,
a beautiful house.
yeah,
just nothing
empty.
inside of
It was empty, and the pool. Now we were like spending
Okay,
a
well,
bunch
that's
of time
nice.
in the pool.
So, you get there early August,
Yeah,
right? So school usually starts in about early
August.
September.
August.
Did it start in August?
like 12th August.
Really? That's early.
That's early as fuck.
Why does it start so early?
Because the hurricane season.
Oh.
Yeah, because they might have to take
So-
off some days.
Did you go like visit the school before to like?
Yeah, because I had to take English
Learn.
test
Oh, okay.
to see like what was my level. I
Sure.
remember I was so nervous.
And I believe because you were not, or no, you were in middle school still.
No, that was 8th grade. 8th grade, yeah.
Okay. Because okay, well, anyway, we'll get to that later. The high school there.
Yeah.
Was it? But the middle school was different than the high school, right? That wasn't the same.
No, it was different.
It was
so
totally
much different. Yeah.
So how was like first day classes?
It was like they dropped me there and like this.
I mean, were you nervous?
I was nervous because like everyone was like I didn't know any English by that time.
Oh right, yeah. Let's touch that again. So you go over there. Your English is pretty minimal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, could you like order in a restaurant and
No, fuck no,
or
no.
just like pretty much nothing.
I knew how to say hello, like hi teacher, something like that. Not even hi, like hello teacher.
Right,
Like
that-
can I go to a toilet?
and like
Not even bathroom, toilet.
right, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's
Yeah,
pretty much
something
it.
like that. Yeah.
But the school was English. I mean, it was an English school. I mean, I know that you say a lot of people spoke Spanish, but
I didn't know by that time.
But you were under the impression
Everyone was gonna talk in
that everybody was
English.
going to
Yeah.
speak English.
Yeah, I
right.
thought it was gonna be like Victorious, like that type of high school.
Right.
Or like something like that, you
Sure.
know? Or like the
Yeah,
movies
sure.
you watch.
Sure.
So yeah, I got there, you know, like those. Okay, not here because like it's like the same, like it's the same building, but like in Miami or like these like warm places, it's like different buildings, and the classes are outside. So you have like these boards with like all the names of the like the numbers of the classes.
Oh, okay.
And they give you like the all the
numbers.
numbers where you have to go. So you have to go there and be like, oh, so this is my class, right?
Yeah.
and it was set in a form like in a, I don't know, like it was weird, and I didn't know like how to look at it. And dude, I didn't know how to ask.
Lost?
Yeah, I was lost, and
Oh,
I
you
was
didn't
like,
know how to ask
yeah.
anybody.
and I didn't want it to be like
Awkward or whatever.
awkward or something, yeah, or like lost the first or be late the first day,
Sure.
right?
Right, of course.
And I remember I asked this girl, and she was going to my first class. That was super lucky, right?
That is lucky. So you asked her, you approached her in English.
No, in Spanish. I tried.
Oh, did you hear-
I tried English. I was like, "Do you speak Spanish or something like that?" And they're like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah."
Oh, so you can ask her in Spanish.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's nice.
yeah. So yeah. So I had like ESOL is like English, like helping like for English. That was like my first class.
Okay.
So I got there. You know, the first day was like nice, right?
Yeah.
Like knowing new
Sure.
stuff, new people.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
it's
still excited.
I mean, it's you. I'm sure you were nervous, but it's also kind of exciting.
Yeah. Also, I have to walk to school every fucking day. And in
Was
the
it far?
morning, it's like 75 Fahrenheit. That's warm with like humidity. So I was like every day sweating. Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
that was awful. I remember that
Yeah.
biking. Also, I was like biking.
Just pouring sweat.
Fuck yeah, that was like a really bad time.
Not
Until
very-
like I
not very
convinced my mom
attractive
to
to the
give me like.
ladies.
I mean, I didn't give a fuck by the
Yeah,
time.
no,
I
I'm
feel
kidding.
Like. If it was right now, okay.
Yeah, right. So how was school? How was the first day of school overall? I'm assuming you figured out your classes
I think the worst time was lunch.
because you didn't know anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's tough.
yeah.
Do you remember what you did?
I would just say like in a table with like everyone was like sitting like tables. I just said
So you just sat down next to some people and
my
just
lunch.
kept to
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Sure.
I think like overall that's like the worst problem with like new schools lunchtime.
Yeah, that's tough. It's definitely tough,
If you don't make friends,
especially
because
because a lot of people have known each other since
yeah,
kindergarten or whatever. So it's everybody knows everybody except for you.
Yeah.
It's tough. And now was it a big school, small school?
around like
Like how many kids were in your class? Do you remember or your grade?
I would say like I don't know how many like in my
hundred?
grade, but like in the whole school I would say like 400.
Okay,
Like,
and that was just a middle school.
that was just a middle school.
So about a little over 100 per grade,
yeah, something like that.
130 or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay. That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's kind of like normal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. So I'm assuming eventually you were able to meet some cool people and.
Yeah, I made like in
made
the
some
in the
friends.
English like when they will help like in English. I don't know how you.
Oh,
call
you made
them.
some friends in there.
It was called ESOL. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Spanish. Like I was like with them in Spanish
Right,
and everything,
sure,
and I
sure,
had like
sure.
few classes with them, so that was
And-
nice.
I know you can't speak directly on behalf of your siblings, but I'm assuming that their experience was pretty similar.
I feel like for my brother was like the worst one because he was 8 years old.
Yeah, he was tiny
He didn't know English.
at all.
Yeah, I remember he was like in the class, like looking at like the glass in the door and be like looking at us and be like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like,
Were you?
oh, because we had to drop him off first.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and he was looking at like, dude,
Oh,
like
that's
get
too-
me
that's
out of
too
here
bad.
right now.
Yeah, that's too bad. And what about your sister?
Yeah, my sister's really like I don't know, like
was
super
okay.
like outgoing and everything. Yeah, I
Yeah, so
feel like
she
she was
was
okay. Yeah.
That's good. And I'm assuming all of you made friends that spoke Spanish. I mean,
Yeah, the second day I was already having friends.
like
there.
you had friends, but they
Yeah.
were all were they like South American friends?
Yeah,
or-
I have one. He was called Taco. He was like, yeah, he was from Mexico. Like that was his like nickname.
that sounds like you just made him up.
No, Taco. Yeah, he was named. Yeah, I mean his name was Saul, but like everyone
Yeah,
called
yeah,
him.
no.
And I had like one from Colombia, David, and like there was like a bunch
Sure,
of girls and everything. It was like a nice group.
So, and you mentioned before that some of the classes were even taught in Spanish, correct? I mean, your
Yeah,
teachers
yeah.
taught Spanish.
Yeah.
And was that like supposed to be like that, or just like all the students happened to be Spanish? So
Yeah,
it's like,
the guy
fuck it, let's just-
didn't even try. Except math, because like my teacher was African American.
Okay.
So he didn't know in
didn't speak- he
Spanish.
didn't speak in
yeah.
Spanish, okay.
Yeah, his name was Mr. Fletcher.
Mr. Fletcher.
yeah.
Really?
I remember he. Yeah.
Okay, so overall, because I know we got a lot to cover here. Overall, throughout the course of that year, your first year at Miami, what did you think? I mean, you got your furniture at your house. You're starting to feel a little more comfortable. You're getting some friends. Was your English really improving, or was it kind of like just whatever, Spanish?
I thought it was improving, then I realized it wasn't improving.
It's just like whatever.
It was just like stuck there. Also, we changed house in the middle of the year.
Oh, did you? So you
Yeah,
switched to a
we
different house?
we
Okay.
moved. Yeah, in the same urbanization. Like
So it wasn't like a big change. It was just like a couple blocks away.
it was. Yeah, a
Sure.
couple. Yeah, in the same place. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, did you think like at the end of the year, were you like, fucking A, that was a tough year?
No, I really like it.
Or you were having
yeah, because
fun?
like compared to like Spain, I didn't do shit. No, like no balls, like no joking. Yeah, we weren't doing anything.
What, in classes were easy? And
Yeah,
stuff?
I was getting like beat. Like I wasn't trying, but
Yeah.
like
No. But I mean, if you're doing
like
better
my
than you
grades
were.
improved.
Sure.
So I was like happy.
Sure.
It was summer
And
again.
you had some friends, and you were just hanging out.
Yeah. Also, the next year, like my first year in high school. First of all, like in the middle school, like it depends where you live. Like like everywhere, you go to a high school to everyone. But like my middle school was like in the middle of like some place. So like half of the kids were going to one,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and half of the kids were going to
Go
the
to-
other
to a
one.
different
But
one.
like one of the high
Did you have
schools.
Did you have a choice of which high school?
No. It was depending where like your house were like.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But like one of the high school was really bad, where like there was a lot of people in like super small school, and the other was like an overlooked to be better.
Okay.
So I was lucky, and I was like going to the better one.
Okay.
But like all my friends were going to the other one.
Oh,
it was,
so
like,
you got
fuck,
separated from
again,
a ton of your friends.
alone again. Yeah.
So your next year was almost like another fresh.
I mean, I
start.
knew like two guys.
Yeah, but I mean, it was pretty tough. And now, because I was gonna bring this up before, the high school that you did end up going to is a pretty famous high school in Florida, isn't it?
Yeah, Cypress Bay. Yeah,
Cypress Bay, right?
they're really good in sports.
Yeah, it's a pretty big
5,000 kids.
high school, isn't it? Yeah.
Like thousands kids per grade.
Yeah, like over 1,000. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of students.
Dude, for like 2 years, I was seeing like new faces every day.
Oh no, I totally believe
Walking
you.
the same way every day, new faces.
I totally believe you. So yeah, so that first freshman year, I'm assuming that you eventually made friends again.
Because I was also going to
okay.
Weasel. Oh, okay,
Which was
no,
the-
wait,
that was
wait.
the English help thing.
Wait, yeah. After middle school, they told me I didn't need any more, so I was like, oh shit, I know English, right?
Yeah.
But then I went to the first like class. I had like English. I think it was
you
like,
didn't know
dude,
English, did you?
I the first day I was like, oh my god, what's this?
So you seeked out more.
Yeah, so they put me help like again,
Sure.
right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I made my friends there again, right?
Okay, okay, there you go.
Also, I'm always like my friends were like older than me. Yeah, again.
Which is we'll go into that because
Yeah, but not they were like just like one grade. I was like freshmen and they were like sophomores, right?
okay.
But yeah, I made my friends there, so I knew people again, right?
So it was cool again.
Yeah.
I mean, like you were totally fine. weren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
So, I mean, was there anything of much? Because I believe you moved again after that year, didn't you?
To Whitefish Bay.
Okay, so we'll get into that in a second. I just wanted to make sure. But as far as I just want to make sure, like, as far as school and stuff, you were pretty.
Yeah, I like it that
wasn't-
year.
I mean, there wasn't anything that was crazy.
No, I mean, it was crazy for me. I was doing engineering as a like freshman in like
Right.
high school.
But I mean,
right?
you were happy. It was.
I was
cool.
happy, yeah, like
you
big
had,
high
you had
school.
friends,
Yeah, I was hanging with them.
and you liked where you were staying.
Yeah.
And everything. So I mean, you were like cool in Miami.
Yeah.
You
I
were,
really
I'm-
like it.
I'm sure you missed. Did you go back to Spain this summer?
Yeah, every summer I went back to Spain
Okay.
every summer. Until
Which
I
was
moved
nice. So
here.
you were
Yeah.
able to see
Yeah.
friends and stuff. And did you were you like, damn, I fucking wish I was back in Spain?
Actually, no.
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 You liked being in Miami.
Yeah, I kind of like it at the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah.
So now we're coming up on the next big event.
Okay. Yeah. Wait.
So break this down for me.
So it was, I think again, like March, April, right? And I knew something was going on, right? Again, I was like,
a lot of
again.
snacks were bought again.
Again, yeah, I was like, damn it. And I
Sure.
remember, my dad always drive me like to school because like my high school was like 45 minutes away from my house.
Sure,
It was
pretty
super
far.
far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I want you to know we're moving to Milwaukee. And I was like, what?
So he just brought that up.
Yeah,
on,
I was, what's Milwaukee? You can
randomly.
eat that?
Well, that's
I was-
well, that's what I was gonna ask because he just dropped that on you one day before school.
yeah, it was just me and him.
And I mean, did you even know what Milwaukee was? What Wisconsin was? I mean, I'm sure you knew that Wisconsin was the state and whatever, but like,
I mean, I thought,
pretty random spot.
dude, I
though.
thought it was like farms. I was gonna be around pigs and cows the whole
Sure.
day. I'm not gonna lie.
But I mean, when he said like, "Oh, Milwaukee," did you know like, "Oh, Milwaukee, Wisconsin," or did you have to like go look it up and?
No, I thought Milwaukee was a state.
Oh, you thought Milwaukee was the state?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, how did you react to that?
At that point, I was already like, oh, okay, yeah,
You
whatever.
didn't even care really.
I didn't really care.
Because it's crazy because you grow up in Spain, everything's pretty normal for most of the year, and then boom, the bombshell drops, you're moving to Miami, and then slowly you get comfortable in Miami, and then right when you're kind of loving it, boom, we're moving
yeah.
again.
Yeah, no, wait, it was in March. It was like March, yeah. So they dropped me the
you
bomb
were-
again.
So you were only in Miami for about a year and a half
Yeah,
before
Before they told me,
we're
yeah,
gonna go
again.
again.
yeah.
Okay.
And then they told me this in March, And then I think like 1 month later, we were gonna come here visit, like just to see how like everything was going,
Sure.
right?
And
Like
and so again, your snap reaction to him saying we're gonna move again, you were okay with that?
I was okay with that one, yeah.
Okay.
That's like surprised. I didn't cry or like
You were
anything.
like,
I was like, whatever,
it.
you know, yeah. And they told my sister too. My sister was like the same, like whatever, like.
Yeah, and I'm sure your brother was kind of
No, they didn't tell my brother.
Oh, they didn't tell your brother.
Yeah. So yeah, one
And
day,
how old was he? He was probably what,
like
9?
yeah, 9, 10.
Yeah.
So they told like we're gonna come here in April for a week, like a spring break. No, we
Sure.
came here for like a weekend, right? For like 3 days
To Milwaukee.
to Milwaukee.
And again, so your dad, I'm assuming this was for your dad's work. Of course, I actually know it's
Yeah,
for
for,
your
like,
dad's work.
Harley Davidson,
yeah, Harley Davidson. For those who don't know, I don't know if it's not the headquarters of the United States, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's the huge Harley Davidson kind of everything in Milwaukee.
It's going
There's a
on here,
huge every year there's a huge like festival where
Yep,
people ride
yeah.
Harleys or ship their Harleys in from all over the world. There's a huge Harley Davidson museum. Huge. I mean, it's like the headquarters is here. So if your dad was working for Harley Davidson, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah. So we came here, and by that time, like my brother didn't know we were moving here, right? So like we were in
So
Milwaukee.
he thought that you guys were just going for
vacations.
or
Yeah,
something. Which is,
it was kind of weird, right? Coming to Milwaukee.
Interesting spot to. I mean, Milwaukee's a beautiful city, but that's an interesting spot to vacation.
Yeah,
For-
it would have been my first option, right?
right. Yeah.
But yeah, so like we came here for like vacation, something, right?
Sure.
That's what he thought.
But you already knew.
I already knew.
Your sister already knew.
So yeah, so we land here. We land in Milwaukee. We go like to this like I think it was like super cool hotel, right? And in the morning we were gonna go check the high schools and the house, right?
Okay.
Like
So
the schools. No,
had they already bought a house?
No.
Or they
Oh
were-
no, my dad already rented because he was coming here
he
every
was-
weekend.
Oh,
Something
he was
like that.
already
Yeah.
here. I mean,
Yeah.
he's already rented a house. He was ready for you guys to
Yeah.
get over here. Okay.
So we came here for like it was a weekend in like maybe like April or something, right?
Okay.
And
Which
we were,
can I just say? I just want to interject here for a second. Side note: this is kind of funny because I was already here. You know, I
Oh,
was
no, that's funny, yeah.
Probably I was a junior.
yeah,
I was a junior in high school and had no idea that some Spanish kid from Miami was visiting.
fucking freshman. Was
some
like,
freshman was showing up. But anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so we
you
wake
visit the
up in the
house.
morning. No, we wake up in the morning with my brother, right? And he starts crying and everything. But then we kind of like hype him
okay.
up, like hype him with
He's
like
gonna be
snow
fine,
and everything.
Sure. Yeah.
So I remember they went look at the schools, and at first I didn't want to go to look at the high school inside. I was like, okay, I already figured out like in the in the future or whatever.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
So, at this point, were you kind of like you're gonna go to Whitefish at Like you knew you were gonna be at Whitefish Bay High School?
Yeah. Because
Or
like
was it-
because my house was like in front of the lake.
Right. I just didn't know if it was like if Shorewood was an option. Or...
No, it was just like Whitefish Bay. Yeah.
Okay. And again, just to add some context, if anybody doesn't know, Whitefish Bay is a suburb just north of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's a pretty predominantly white, rich community. It's a great community. It's a beautiful community. I went to school in the Whitefish Bay systems. Even if I didn't live in Whitefish Bay, I went to the Whitefish Bay schools from first grade all the way through high school, and a lot of people call it White Folks Bay. So, if that means anything. Great. I think it's the number 1 public school in Wisconsin, actually.
Probably.
Or number 1 or number 2. It's a really great school. And I'm sure Lucas is going to talk about this in a second, but it does. It very much does kind of look like a high school out of a movie.
If
If you didn't, the school system was very normal for me, obviously, because I've always been here. But I'm assuming if you came from Europe and you saw like
a castle.
that
It was like
it's
yeah.
a pretty. It's a very pretty school with a very nice football field and track and baseball diamond and all this stuff.
In a gym and
a
like everything.
huge gym,
Pool.
and a couple pools for just to paint a little bit of a picture there. But anyway, continue. So you go to visit the school.
Yeah, it was like I just spent like a few hours there. I took like another
Did you
English
like walk
test.
in?
Yeah, I was kind of like shy, so I
around
didn't look at anything. I was like, let's.
Yeah.
I just wanted the
So
English
did you
test and live.
did you meet up with like a counselor or something? Like, were you
Yeah,
like already?
I don't remember the name of the
Were you
counselor.
already like in the system though?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I remember. I saw some kids. I was like, oh my god. I was like, yeah, it was cool, right? I saw the pool, the gym.
It's a pretty school. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I remember that weekend, it started to snow. Like, out of nowhere, in the middle of April, it was like snowing. I was like, oh my God, where am I moving?
Sure.
Yeah, but,
Sure.
and then it was like snowing, so like,
Wait, can I ask you a question really quickly?
yeah.
Oh no, I guess it snows up. I guess you get snow in Barcelona eventually, or every
mean,
once
like,
in a while, right? Like a
In
little
my
tiny bit?
village, but like in Barcelona,
your
not too much,
village.
yeah.
Okay. But so you weren't like
So, yeah.
used to the snow or anything.
No, I wasn't. I mean, I knew it was snow. I wasn't like
No,
freaking out.
You had never. I mean, you had seen it before, but it wasn't like. Well, Wisconsin's a different beast when it comes to snow.
No,
but
I know, it's another
We'll get
thing.
into that later.
Yeah, yeah. So after seeing the high school, we went to my new house, right? And
Sure.
my new house was like amazing.
Yeah, I have to. I have to interject here because obviously, spoiler alert. The next year, Lucas and I became friends, and I have seen his house.
Wait, really?
Yeah, really. I know, it's crazy. I had seen his house multiple times, and it is a gorgeous house.
It was like 4 floors.
Really nice house. And I believe it was a duplex, right?
Yeah, there was like people living.
Yeah, it was a duplex, but it was right next to the lake, Lake Michigan. And just it was pretty like old school kind of.
Yeah.
Like, it was very old architecture.
It was a duplex, but it
Very,
felt like 2 houses. Different.
Yeah, it felt like 2 different houses. Very like huge ceilings, very big open rooms. I mean, it was just a gorgeous house. A lot of like exposed brick and wood.
Yeah.
And beautiful house.
Yeah, so
So I'm sure you were stoked when you saw.
No,
that
I
house.
was like stoked. I was like, I couldn't believe what was that, right?
Sure.
Like 4 floors. I've never seen that. I was like double, like Miami, like
Yeah, no,
2 times.
it's- I know it's
Times
huge.
2.
It's like a whole apartment building. To
yeah.
yourself.
Also, it was like beautiful. Like I have to say, Whitefish Bay, it's beautiful.
Yeah. No,
Like in
absolutely.
like 3 minutes from the lake. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Exactly.
So after that weekend, after visiting the house, we went to St. Paul's Market.
Oh, okay, yeah. You talking about in Milwaukee?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it shocked
yeah.
me. It actually shocked me that
You're
place
talking
too.
about
the public market.
The public market, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know how-
On
what's the name of the
Water
restaurant?
and St. Paul.
What's the name of the restaurant? Like
Which
the-
restaurant?
the-
Inside of?
Inside, yeah,
the
like the
public
one with
market?
like lobsters and like things.
Oh, I forget.
Is it like
it
St.
might be
Paul's?
St. Paul. It might be. I'm blanking.
No, I mean whatever. It's like,
Whatever.
but for me it was important, right? Like super
Yeah.
nice. I was with my family, right?
Yeah. Again, the public market is kind of famous in Milwaukee, I suppose.
It's super cool.
It's like a really beautiful little just like marketplace with restaurants and people selling goods and whatever. But there's a really wonderful seafood spot in the public market.
And kind of
so-
cheap too.
Yeah, and pretty
So
reasonable.
after that day, we're leaving back to Miami, right? Like the next
Sure.
day, we were flying again. It's
Sure.
like a 2-3 hour flight.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's
Sure.
not like in that like big planes. It was
Yeah,
just
it's
like
pretty
yeah,
quick. It's like up and down.
yeah. So back to Miami, right?
Yep.
Back to school, normal
Yep.
life, right?
Yep.
For 2 more months. It was like my
Right.
freshman year.
Right, because it's gonna be summer soon.
Yeah, it was like that. Like right now, it's like again like April something, right?
Well, it was right after spring break, right?
Yeah, but the spring break there works different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's another like time.
Sure.
So yeah, so saying bye again to friends, right? To my
So
friends.
did
here.
you went back to Spain for the summer
Yeah,
to visit?
yeah, but it was again like a drama again, like saying back to everyone because we did like really good Spanish friends there again.
Yeah, and it's just tough.
Yeah,
Again.
it was tough. Yeah, so back to Spain, right?
Back to Spain for the summer.
See my grandma, everything.
Great. See some family, old friends, good stuff.
Yeah.
And after the summer, you're on a plane to Milwaukee, Wisconsin,
Milwaukee,
aren't you?
Wisconsin. Yeah, and also I came here 1 day or 2 days before the school was starting.
Oh, okay. So see, I remember this. I remember us having this conversation that you had shown up like just before school started.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And so,
Wait, actually, I arrived here. My dad was like having like a nice dinner for us. Next day was like to like get like with the jet like you know like kind of like normal.
Yeah.
And then next day to school.
School.
Yeah.
and I'm sure you were still jet
Wait,
lagged as shit.
actually, the first day that day I had free. I had to go to the school with like the exchange students, with the new students because they have like this like freshman assembly before school.
Okay.
So you know like the-
Oh, sure. Do they like show you where your classes?
yeah, and I remember Kali was like the leader of that. And I met her there. Like I didn't even talk to her, right? But like it
Sure.
was like this senior giving us
So
the talk.
okay, well I can talk for a quick second.
Yeah.
Because I was already going to school at Whitefish Bay. I had been there all of high school and middle school and grade school and well the grade schools were different, but middle school and high school, and I was going into my senior year. So I thought I was, a big guy. And fun fact, I was actually there that day too, helping out.
Wait, really?
I just didn't. I guess I didn't see.
I
you.
didn't see you there.
But when you're a senior, you have an opportunity to show up the day before school starts to kind of help all the freshmen, they basically do like a practice day where they kind of practice going to all their classes,
Yeah.
sitting down, they meet their teachers quick, and then they get up and go to their next class. And there are seniors just everywhere who will help you find rooms, and all that. And I had fun doing that. I was thought it was cool to feel like, you know, the big guy who
Yeah.
knew where all the stuff is. But that's the day that Lucas is referring to.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of things I have to say from
so
that
it was
day.
like it's mostly freshmen. I mean, it's all the freshmen. The freshmen, have
And
to
also
go.
like the exchange
but
students.
also any of the exchange students would go. So, but you weren't technically an exchange student,
No, but they put me there too.
but they put you there
because I wasn't a freshman. I was a sophomore.
Okay, and again, I just want to ask this again. Your English was very minimal at this point.
I knew more by the time.
A little bit
I
more.
was already in the States for like 2 years. I knew a lot.
You were like a little bit.
Yeah,
you were getting better.
yeah.
So
So
you weren't. Would you consider yourself fluent or anything?
no. Fuck
okay.
no, fuck no.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Because as people might have guessed, Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin is not very Spanish. A lot of people don't speak Spanish there.
Wait. I have to tell you this, okay?
Sure.
So auditorium, right?
Yes.
We're done with that, and all the exchange students and the new guys go to like administration or something, like this
Sure.
big table where Kali and Michael something were there.
Muth?
Yeah, Michael
Sure.
Muth were there like talking, right? Like
guess-
about like schools.
I'm sorry. I hope he doesn't mind us saying his name. Maybe I'll bleep that out in the post.
Okay, so like we're talking, right? They're talking, and they're like start like making us say like our name, where are we from, and like something we like in a song, right?
Okay.
And you know how I am. I'm like really cocky.
Yeah.
I'm super like
Whatever, man. Yeah. Like,
yeah, but I'm super secure with myself and everything. Even Kali told me like the first day I saw you, I thought you were like a douchebag the way you were sitting. I was like in the table, you know that when we're like yeah. I remember you like be there like yeah.
And well, also you were a year, or were you with all the exchange students at that point?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I mean, everybody else there was freshmen. You were a year older than everybody.
No. Everyone was like no. All of them were like seniors and juniors and like some like sophomores.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but
I
this is
thought
like
this
how
was still-
Spaniards
sure,
are.
sure,
Like
sure,
we're
sure,
like
sure.
super like whatever. So
Sure.
they start the circle, and then this girl Arancha, she says, I'm from Spain," and I was like, "Oh shit, a girl from Spain? Well, what the?"
And you're like,
fuck?
oh, I'm from Spain.
No, because like I didn't say anything about the
okay,
time, right? But like she was like, "Oh, I'm from Spain," and then like this guy goes like, "Oh, I'm from Italy." My name is Marco.
Marco.
And then this other guy goes like, "Me llamo Nicolás. I'm from Chile," and like whatever. So like I'm like, "Hey, I'm Lucas." Like, and I like, I think I said like "Highway to Hell" or something like that. So random. I couldn't think of anything else. I was whatever.
Did you say you were from Spain or Miami?
From Spain. I want to know.
Sure, of course. No. I'm just asking.
You know how I am. You know how I am.
Just clear. No, I know how you are. I'm just making sure they know. how you are.
Okay. So yeah, so after that they like free us, like go check the classes and everything,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And I remember I was like, don't be dumb, go talk with like Arancha, right? Or like Nicolás, like the
Right.
Spanish guys.
These Spanish people that you
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to eat lunch alone. I want to have friends, right? Like speaking Spanish. So I was like, I introduced myself to Arancha, and like Arancha, Nicolás, and Marco were friends, like all
Oh,
of them.
okay.
So they were like in a group.
the
Also
Spaniards
Maria
and the Italian
and Maria, like Brazilian.
and the Brazilian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were kind of becoming an exchange student a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you were like starting to connect. The only people that you were starting to connect with were exchange students,
Yeah, also was like school didn't even started, and I already had friends, right?
which is great.
Marco was like, "Hey, you want to go to a Burger King before this or McDonald's?" And I was like, "Hey, okay, man, okay, chill out. I kind of want to be with my family and everything, right?"
For those who don't know, Marco's a friend of ours. And
Yeah. At first time, I thought he was a player.
Wonderful Italian man, addicted to cigarettes and espresso, just like every Italian should be. Just a wonderful guy. Talks
Yeah.
with his hands, Mr. Marco. Sorry,
Sorry, I was
Just,
kinda like going
I'm
out,
getting a
yeah.
little carried away.
So, kind of like I don't know if to count like that as the first day.
It's kind of the first day.
Okay, I'll put that like as a 10, a 10 out of 10 of first like day,
So
right?
you were getting kind of hyped up. There's other Spanish people from Spain, somebody from Chile.
Yeah.
You know, a nice Italian man.
Yeah. Then next day of school, right? My like the school is like super close to my house, so I had to walk there.
Right, it's about a
Even the first day I was walking there.
7-minute walk, 5-minute walk.
Yeah, but it's really. Also, by the way, I knew already Matt by that time. I knew Matt Fiorita, the other Spanish friend.
Sure.
Because there was like some like Spanish meeting before like the school started or everything.
Yeah, so for clarification, we have a buddy who was also from Spain but moved here.
I mean, I know Stuart thanks to him. I have to say.
Oh, there you go. Well, we can get into that in just a second.
Yeah,
I can
okay.
tell my side of that story. But we do have a buddy, Matt, who grew up in Spain until he was about... When did he move here? 13?
Yeah.
Something like, I think he was like just...
Yeah, but he's always
12.
American. He was from here.
But his dad was American, and is American, and they moved to Whitefish Bay, and they lived here ever since. So Matt, very much, you wouldn't know that he was from... Like, he doesn't have an accent or anything.
No,
like
no,
that,
no,
but,
no.
But he was always, his family is very Spanish. His mother is very
Yeah.
Spanish, so I'm sure that was also very nice to have like a American Spanish buddy
Yeah, he would like translate or everything.
who
Yeah.
could translate. Yeah, which is
So
what a guy.
the
What a
first
guy.
the first day I ate lunch with like Marco, Nicolas, and like this girl from Norway.
Okay, yeah.
She didn't like.
Was
She-
Matt there too?
No.
Okay.
No. Ma I think was eating with you guys maybe.
Probably. Yeah, Matt was a buddy. Matt was a. I mean, he is.
Yeah.
He is. But I mean, in that time, Matt was probably with us because we were all buddies.
Yeah, that was like, and every lunch for like the next week, I was like with Nicolas and Marco, right? Maybe Marco
Sure.
left to go with you guys or like
Sure.
something
Yeah,
with
so-
Matt, Arancha, something
So
like
let me just say something really quick because we are gonna meet each other pretty soon here. It's like a love story for the ages.
Yeah.
So I was a senior, big guy. Thought I was cool. That I was big senior, and my friend group, we were always pretty inclusive with the exchange students. I don't really know like how that
Because
started
you knew Susana and like
or
Marco.
why, but no, but even like the years before we always I think that my friend group and I we just like new people. I mean, like that was pretty much
Yeah.
it. And fuck, there's a kid from Italy who's gonna go make pasta. Fuck yeah, we want to hang out.
Free
with him.
pasta,
Do you know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah.
So, but in addition, we had I think we became friends with Susanna through Marco, not the other way around.
No, because you knew
Well, we
her
knew.
before,
Well,
right?
yeah, we also knew Susanna, who was the host sister of the Italian kid Marco. So we kind of always had some sort of in with the exchange students, and we always, it can be. I'm sure it's really tough moving to a
Yeah.
new place. So we were always very inclusive. Like, anybody can come eat, like eat lunch with us, whatever. So I'm sure that
Yeah, but you have
Marco
to
was
say
eating lunch
Marco
with
was a
us.
senior because he was a exchange student. I was a sophomore.
Right. So, I don't know. Is there like a certain age that you have to be an exchange student? I feel like they were all older than you.
Yeah. Like at least
So-
like 1 year older.
At least a year older. So you
Yeah.
were a sophomore. I was a senior. All my friends were seniors.
Matt was a junior.
Matt was a junior, but pretty much we were a group of seniors.
Yeah.
And we started to all get close with the exchange students who were 16, 17,
Yeah.
junior, senior age. But you were a sophomore, which isn't a big deal, but just to put it in perspective, you were a sophomore. So yeah, we started to know Marco basically the most.
Yeah, first Marco. Yeah.
What a guy. Miss him. Love
Yeah, I
him.
was saying I wasn't hanging with you at the beginning.
No. So anyway, well, I guess we can just skip to when I did meet you,
American football game.
which was that your first American football? No, in Miami. I'm sure you went to American.
No, I didn't like that.
Really?
No, because like neither of my friends were going there. I was a freshman. I mean,
Right. So at Whitefish Bay, the games, especially like the first couple games, are always kind of a big deal.
yeah,
Just because nobody's seen each other since summer, and because people go do stuff and go to camp. Whoa, knocking my microphone off there. People go do stuff and yeah, right. People go do stuff and work and friends don't see each other and whatnot. So the football games are like kind of cool. It's I always love going to them because
I really like.
I
it.
like
Yeah,
seeing
I really like
everybody
it.
and,
Yeah.
and whatever. And you dress up in colors and paint your face.
I think
and
that day was like
whatever.
just like normal.
No, I think it was like a blackout, or maybe it was usually it's like a blue out or.
I mean, that's not important.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's so not important. I'm just trying to paint a picture. Sorry for the details. Anyway, I'm at this football game, and all I remember is I did meet Marco at that game.
True?
I didn't. Yeah, I did. I think my friends knew him. But
No.
I didn't.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
maybe,
I did because
maybe,
I thought
yeah.
he was like 25. I was like, who's older?
Yeah, he
brother?
looks like 25. I
He
have
looks
to
like
say.
he looks a little older than the rest of us. But I met I think all the exchange students then, or at least I met you and Nicolas too.
Yeah,
Because
have
I
a
remember
picture with you.
because
yeah.
I remember I couldn't remember your name because I kept calling you
Yeah, you
Nicolas.
were calling Nicolas. Yeah.
Because I was like,
Obviously, oh my god, this like super douchebag senior calling me another name.
Yeah, so-
but I couldn't say anything. I was like,
yeah.
yeah.
So because I kept getting there. I'm awful with names. I'm really bad, and I kept calling Lucas Nicolas by accident, and I kept being like, oh, I'm just kidding, and he thought that I was just being a dick. What was your first impression of me? I'm actually curious. Like you saw
I mean,
me.
okay, like in Miami, it's like super like South Americans. So it was like my first like touch with like
Super white kid.
super white kid with like blonde hair, blue eyes, and like senior. I was like, oh my god, this is like the guy from the movie, like the fucking douchebag that like beats the shit
douche
out of
from the
everyone. I'm gonna get bit right now. No,
I'm not a big guy.
But I know. But dude, you were a senior. I was a sophomore. But no. You were super funny. You were joking around everything a lot.
So, we started. Marco, the lovely Italian, loved to host people, loved to make pasta. So we started going over to his house.
That night, I remember.
I believe we went that night.
Yeah, I was super nervous.
We
I was
went.
like-
We went all the time over to. We called it Marco's house. It was really our friend Susanna's house.
It's
But we
Marco's
called
house,
it.
whatever.
It was. We had pasta Fridays. It became pasta Fridays, and so that's when we started to get to know each other a little bit better. And at first we weren't that close. I knew you,
yeah.
kind of whatever. You know, if you had told me then that in a couple years you're gonna be doing a podcast with that kid and like hanging out with him every single day,
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we became really close towards the end of the year, the second half of the year.
Yeah,
I think we became pretty close. And I never really thought of Lucas as like a sophomore or a couple years younger than us, because by the end of the year, I mean, I don't want to rush through the year or anything, but it was a pretty good year. I mean, it was just a pretty like fun year.
For me, it was like the best year of my life. I'm
it
not
was
joking.
and your English got way better.
Yeah, I mean, I was like still saying like dumb shit, like
I
let
mean,
me clap you.
You
Like
were still, we were still making fun of you all the time. you know,
Yeah.
but that's just what friends do. But Lucas and Marco very much got like just adopted right into the friend group. I
Yep.
mean, they just became like part of the friend. And Matt, and everybody, which was great. And we would hang out all the time, playing spike ball and frisbee and jumping in the lake. And I mean, it was a great year. It was
Yep.
great. And it was my
Then
senior year.
prom, it was amazing.
We went to prom, not together, but
I wish.
mine as well. But no, it was. I mean, it was so much fun for my friends and I because we were graduating, we didn't give a shit, and we were about to leave. And then we were like, "Holy shit, Lucas has still got 2 years left."
Yeah, by that time I didn't know I was moving again.
Right. So, at the end of the year, I mean, I can kind of. I mean, is there anything else that you really want to say about the? I mean, it was a
No,
great year.
it was amazing.
It was pretty much
A perfect year.
The picturesque senior year of high school. I mean, we pretty much ticked every box that a senior does in their last year. In our eyes, Lucas was just one of the seniors. But we went up to the cabin, to Will's cabin with the friends. We were doing dumb shit and climbing into buildings and driving. I had my own car then. We would just go whip my car around. It was just like pretty much exactly what you would imagine, especially the one that started to get warmer in the beginning of the summer. So, but then I gotta bring it back to you.
The bombs. Again, another bomb.
Another bombshell,
Yeah.
which is what?
We're moving back again to Miami, to the same place, to the same house.
Back again to Miami.
Yeah.
So you're in Whitefish Bay for 1 year.
1 year.
So this one didn't really. I mean, I think that if I was gonna have another year at Whitefish Bay, I would have been like really sad. But all of the guys were leaving to school anyway.
Yeah.
I was actually on my way to Spain for a gap year abroad, which we are going to cover in a different episode. But because we were all leaving, it was just like, we're not going to see you anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
even if you stayed, we wouldn't see you. So
I mean, for like, I would rather like stay here than going to Miami, right?
So
at the
you
time.
you didn't like this was one where you're like, man, I don't want to go.
No, yeah, that time. Yeah, that time I was
So
like,
do you
I don't
think
want to go.
So would you say that was like the first time since leaving Spain where you were like, I don't want to leave?
I don't want to leave. Yeah, that was
That's
like the
pretty
first time.
powerful. I mean, that's a big.
Yeah, like it shocked me a lot, this place. I mean, you can say like I've come back here like a lot.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're gonna get into that in just a second here, but I don't know. There's something. I mean, the weather here has nothing on Miami or Spain. It gets
No, I know,
cold
but like
as
this
shit.
place is beautiful.
But it's just there's something about this place that is so picturesque.
Yeah, I don't think there's no way to describe it, but it's just yeah.
It's just a lot of good people and a lot of good things to do.
Yeah.
And it was just like it's pretty much like the safest, most comfortable prettiest environment that you could really go to high school in.
Yeah.
I mean, you really never had to worry about anything.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not talking about you. I mean, like you as in
Everyone.
anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that has something to do with it being like a pretty wealthy community, but regardless, it was just a lot of fun. And the school was great. Teachers were great.
It was hard.
It's tough. It's a pretty...
Except Miss Ashlag.
It's a pretty... If
you're there.
Yeah, right. It's a pretty tough school. I mean, it's not that tough, but I mean, they're like, people take grades very seriously, but...
Yeah, no, yeah.
Anyway, so...
I mean, what?
Yeah, so anyway, you're moving back to Miami. What's your reaction?
That was sad. I remember.
off.
Yeah, they told me. I mean, we had the option to like. I mean, they told me we might go back to Miami in May, so I didn't say like bye to everyone because
It was a possibility that you might stay.
And it was like in the middle of like July. They told me like we're going back to like Miami. So I was like in the middle of like summer. I think like fuck my summer. Like I was like fuck everything.
Well, and I'm not gonna touch on this too much because we're gonna talk about it in a different episode. But when I started my gap year in Spain, I actually stayed with Lucas for the first
Yeah.
few weeks.
Yeah, by that time I thought there was like the opportunity to.
So
like,
I remember us having this conversation a ton. That like, are you gonna stay in?
Yeah.
Are you going to Miami? So because it was kind of up in the air. But
also my
obviously-
dog died like that.
yeah, it was a very sad end to the.
Yeah,
year.
like
So
the
anyway,
perfect year.
You're back in Miami.
Same
house.
I mean, I don't have to say too much about that. Like last year,
Right, you don't know. I mean,
pretty like normal year. Friends again, kind of like the same friends.
so then, so
Just, like,
that's
by
your
the
junior.
end.
So that's your junior year.
Yeah, that's my
And
junior
you
year.
visited Whitefish Bay for
like
Christmas.
Christmas break. I saw you. You were you
Right,
came
I
here.
surprised.
All the guys.
Spring break.
Spring break. No one was here. Just my Florida.
But you still came.
Yeah, I still came here.
And did you come in the summer? Well, okay. Well,
Oh no! Also, my trip here
Here's
to
a-
spring break. First of all, I came here to go to the Dominican to do like the interview with them because they're
Dominican
like
is
Dominican
is a
it's in
different.
high
Is it a
school.
different high school? Not
Yeah.
the Dominican.
Yeah.
The Dominican high school. is
By
another
that
high
time,
school.
my parents already knew they were going to move back to Spain.
Right. So here's another another year.
Another
So,
bomb.
Another bombshell. So you're in Whitefish Bay. You're in Miami. You go to Whitefish Bay for 1 year, and you're back in Miami for 1 year, and then your parents say, "We're moving back to Spain."
Yeah, but like
So by this time, you're done with your junior year. You're about to be a senior in high school,
yeah,
and your parents are moving back to Spain.
I'm not gonna lie. By that time, I was like,
I mean, by that time, weren't you just kind of fucking sick of all
Moving
this
around.
moving?
yeah. And I was like, you know what? Like maybe just like the best thing going back to Spain. You know, just like finish the thing.
So were you like accepting like I'm going back to Spain? I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but then I also thought I was like, I kind of want to finish high school here. You know.
Right, because now you've done all of high school in the States
Yeah, that's great.
between Miami and
And like
Whitefish Bay.
Milwaukee and like no like Whitefish Bay and Sherwood.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get to that in a
Yeah,
second.
yeah, yeah.
So you make the decision
Yeah,
to say I'm gonna stay here.
I mean, yeah, me and my parents like I
Right,
talk,
but
like,
but
yeah.
but obviously, you guys agree that was a good decision.
Yeah, that was like the best option. Yeah.
So now, and your siblings move back to Spain too.
Yeah.
So your siblings are going back to Spain. Your parents are going back to Spain. You're staying in the States and finishing high school, finishing your senior year.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't want to be in Miami, correct? You wanted to be in.
Yeah, I had the option to stay in Miami, but I didn't want to.
So you could have stayed in Miami, or you could have tried to do something back in Milwaukee.
Or around the U.S., right?
Or
Like,
just
as a
somewhere.
yeah.
Just figure
But
something out.
I found like a really good family in Sherwood.
But you said, no, I want to go back to Milwaukee.
I want to go back to.
So
Whitefish Bay.
originally, I remember you trying to go to Whitefish Bay, and it didn't really work out because your parents weren't here, and
Yeah, like they told me yeah, but like their last
They-
moment they like
they
just,
kinda
like
pulled
ditched
back
me, yeah,
and-
ditched me, yeah.
So Shorewood is
Another beautiful place.
Shorewood is very similar to Whitefish Bay.
Same thing.
It's pretty much the same thing. It's the only town in between Whitefish Bay and the city of Milwaukee. So if you go north out of the city of Milwaukee, the first town that's not Milwaukee is Shorewood, and then it's Whitefish Bay. I lived in Shorewood already. I was going to school in Whitefish Bay, but I lived in Shorewood already. And Lucas ended up getting into Shorewood and being able to finish out his senior year there. So again, I'll talk about my gap year a different episode, but I was coming back from Spain and I was starting to go to school in Milwaukee, living at home. So I was living back in Shorewood where I had started, And now I'm learning Lucas is going to Shorewood, which is, the Shorewood High School is extremely close to where I live. I mean, like a
5 minutes.
stone's throw away. I mean, I can see it out my window.
Like I leave his house like from like lunch. I go like
Yeah,
I
he'll come
leave
over to
in
my
like
house
3
for
minutes. I'm like in my
lunch.
class.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, Lucas and I had gotten so close.
Yeah, we spend like
We'd spend
every day.
so
every
much
day.
time together, and so now it's for sure he's at Shorewood this year. All the other friends, including Matt, now by this time because
He's in he's in college.
everybody's
right
in
now.
college now.
Yeah. Except Susanna, she's in Whitefish
Yeah, we have
Bay.
one friend who's still at Whitefish Bay, and Lucas tells me he's at Shorewood, and so you ended up getting. I'm kind of stealing your mojo here, but you ended up becoming a quote unquote exchange student.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
Because your family wasn't here and you couldn't really get in any other. I mean, that was kind of like the easiest way to slide in. Correct?
It was like the only way.
It was pretty much the only way.
The other way was like
So-
my mom like renting an apartment and
you know. So technically, this year Lucas is an exchange student, even though he's lived in the States
the
since
past 5 years.
8th grade or
No,
whatever.
I know. Yeah. Like the teachers, they don't understand.
It's a little funny. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But you ended up moving in with some family friends.
Yeah.
Who lived in Shorewood, pretty close to school too.
Yeah.
And so so this year, I was starting college and didn't know that many people. Lucas was, back in Milwaukee, but at a different school, didn't know that many people. So, I mean, we were already really, really, really good friends, but basically we've just spent like every single day together,
yeah.
this entire year. And that brings us up to right now,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy. It's been a great year.
Like we're 3 years apart. Like he's like
Right, which is crazy, and I don't think of Lucas as
Like, I'm 17,
younger
yeah.
or whatever. I'm turning 20
yeah.
in a couple months. Lucas is still 17.
I'm
gonna
turning
be
18.
I'm gonna be 20 before he's 18,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But I just don't even really think about it
Yeah, it's
ever,
true.
which is crazy. But it's this like weird string of events, and the few missing pieces in there will make sense when I explain my year abroad.
Yep.
But that pretty much.
It's been a long way.
It's crazy to put it all in this perspective like that. What do you overall? How has the moving that much affected you? Like, I mean, obviously you lived in a new place a bunch of times, but like emotionally, like, is it harder? Was it ever harder to make connections with people because you're like, fuck it, I might be gone the next year?
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Not like harder, just like in a way where I wasn't getting attached to anyone anymore.
Right, because you're moving every year. You're like, fuck it, why should I get so close with somebody if I'm
Yeah.
gonna just be fucking
Also,
gone?
I think I've like lost like this feeling of like missing people in like places.
Do you think you still?
I don't have that feeling anymore. Like I don't like I miss my family. Don't get me wrong, but like
You're pretty good about
I'm
just
pretty good.
accepting
Yeah.
how you are, and
Yeah.
and what do you think about? And I don't want to get into this too far because we've been talking for a while now, but I'm just curious. Relationships, not only with friends but also romantic relationships, that kind of was never really probably something that you thought too much about because
I know, cause like I was moving
you might
every
be
year.
moving all the time, which is crazy.
I know. Except this year.
Except so this year that has changed. I think that it feels like this year that you're finally like kind of
Like in the place where I want to
you're
be.
where you want to be, and
Yeah.
it's kind of because you made the decision.
Yeah.
It's not because you had to change.
That's
it
true.
up,
Yeah, I mean, like
which
this,
is,
this girl. Yeah.
and now you have a girlfriend, and you and I are hanging out all the time, and hopefully he will be here next year for college too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, like crossing fingers, crossing fingers.
cross your fingers.
Yeah. No, but this year worked perfect. I'm super happy with my
Crazy.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
My best buddy here is Stuart.
Exactly. No, I know it is kind of like a weird story. Lucas is a good sport about all my videos and projects and shit.
Yeah.
He's in all my
I
videos
love that
for
shit, I'm not
school.
gonna lie.
But yeah, I mean that. Do you have anything else to
I
say?
mean, there's like
about-
more things to say, but like yeah,
I mean,
I feel
there's-
that
you could
yeah,
talk for all day.
It's been like super long, 5 years.
But do you miss anywhere? Do you miss, or are you pretty just?
I have to
happy
say,
about
like,
it?
I don't have like a place to go home. It's gonna sound like super like from movie or whatever.
No, but
like,
okay, but that's my final question that I wanted to ask you is if I asked you where's home.
I don't have like I would call it
What would you say?
Whitefish Bay, because like I think I love this place so much. Like from ranking, I love like my village the most.
In Spain.
in Spain, yeah, and then Whitefish Bay. Whitefish Bay is slash Shorewood, Shorewood is slash Whitefish Bay.
Just like the Milwaukee area.
The Milwaukee area, yeah. More than Barcelona. I've just spent 2 years here, but like they've been like the best years of my life.
Very impactful years. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
So-
crazy.
Yeah, I think I'll call this home. I've just been here 2 years,
call
but I
this
would
home.
call this like just like they shock me. Yeah.
Sure. Oh, well, that's definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
Everything. That's crazy.
It's a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure. I mean, I already knew most of that.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting to talk
Yeah.
about it and like really focus on it. I think that just about wraps it up.
Yep.
Should we close out with one more quote from the quote book?
Of course.
I mean, that's becoming the tradition. Look at just past an hour. It's crazy how fast these damn podcasts go by. It's like I feel like
I know. This is like
I feel like it
talking.
could have been
like
20
talking.
minutes, could have been 2 hours. I have no idea. So we'll pick a quote of the day.
Should we read one of my quotes?
Oh, should we look for a Lucas quote?
I mean, they're.
I know that people listening cannot see what we're doing here, but I have this running quote book on my phone with hundreds and hundreds of quotes throughout the years from friends that I always write down when somebody says something funny, and we decide to close out. I think that'll just be a tradition now. Closing out every podcast.
Don't read the
with
try hard ones, please.
Yeah, I know a lot of these.
Mine are actually
a lot of these I am uncomfortable reading, but some of them are very.
Wait,
very
I say
funny.
once lately. So like, if you go like top.
Oh, you mean like the recent ones are at the bottom?
Oh.
But yeah, I've had this quote book running for so long, so we'll pick a good quote to close out. Probably we'll have
Lucas, there are like two in the
probably have
bottom from
nothing
Lucas.
to do. Here we go. Here's a good quote from Lucas. Quote: "If you could be any animal, what would you be? I'd be a worm." Which is probably the lamest animal anybody could pick. But in case you were curious, Lucas would like to be a worm if he could be any animal.
I've changed that.
Oh, wait, have you changed it?
Yeah, but that's another podcast.
That's a whole other podcast. Well, okay, what is it? Now I'm curious.
A wolf.
A wolf?
I'm a wolf.
It's very different than a worm.
Like Shakira. Una no my
Yeah, well, there's your quote to close out. Thank you so much for listening. If you've made it this far, we love you. Thanks for being here. If you haven't made it this far and you're not listening to this, try making it this far next time. We'll be back next week.
Hope you enjoy.
Stay tuned. Over and out.